Hello everyone. I am Shurinaran Hansda, presenting English from JNP Purulia, West Bengal. Today I am going to teach you one of the prose lessons of class 9th Beehive NCERT book. The name of the chapter is The Bond of Love, written by Kenneth Anderson. In this topic, we will study about the author and line by line explanation of the full topic. Without further delay, let us begin. First of all, we have to know about the author. The full name of Kenneth Anderson is Kenneth Douglas Stewart Anderson. He was born on 8th March 1910 and died on 30th August 1974. He was an India-born British writer and hunter who wrote books about his adventures in the jungles of South India. In this chapter, he has highlighted about the bond between human being and animal. Now let us see how has he highlighted the bond between human being and animal in a befitting way. Let me introduce about this chapter. The story highlights the emotional bond between human beings and animals. The narrator's wife shares affection with a wild bear and they get attached to each other. It shows that animals have also their feelings and respond to love with warmth and affection. If we take care of the animals, they also respond our love and affection. We can establish strong bond with animals also. This kind of relationship has been described by Kenneth Anderson in a befitting way. Let me explain you line by line and para-wise. In the first paragraph of the lesson, the narrator introduces the chapter with the pet sloth bear of his wife, which was found by an accident. 2 years before the time when this story was written, the narrator and his friends were passing through sugarcane fields near Mysore. Farmers were driving out pigs from their fields by shooting at them. As it was seemingly over, suddenly a sloth bear appeared from the field. It was breathing heavily due to running and excessive heat. The narrator says that he would never shoot at a bear without any reason. But one of his companions did, and the bear was shot at. In this paragraph, if you look at the new word that is to be understood is wantonly. Wantonly means for no good reason. The writer did not shoot at the bear, but his friend, one of his companions, didn't mind it and he shot at the bear. The animal, when it was shot, the animal lay on the ground, but a part of its furry black body moved. They noticed. It was a baby bear that had been laying on the mother bear's back. Now that the mother bear was dead, the baby got up and ran around the mother's body crying. Because a small baby bear, when found her mother dead, it ran around her mother's body and it was crying bitterly. The narrator also tried to catch the baby bear but the baby bear escaped into the sugarcane field. The group chased it, and finally the narrator caught hold of it from the back of its neck. The bear tried to scratch them with its hook-shaped claws. The baby bear has also his hook-shaped claws, and the bear tried to scratch them. Anyway, the group caught it, and they packed the bear in a gunny bag and took it to Bangalore. Present day it is known as Bangalore. The narrator gifted the bear cub to his wife, and his wife was very happy to have it. Immediately she tied a colored ribbon around its neck. As it was a male cub, she named it Bruno. So when his wife came to know that baby bear was a male, she called it, she gave its name Bruno. Now the bear started drinking milk from a bottle, and after a few days it started drinking and eating many things, everything, anything, such as the baby bear started eating porridge made from any ingredients, vegetables, fruits, nuts, meat, especially pork, curry and rice regardless of condiments, and chilies also, bread, eggs, chocolate, sweets, pudding, ice cream, etc. etc. The bear enjoyed drinking also, such as milk, tea, coffee, lime juice, aerated water, buttermilk, beer, alcoholic liquor, and in fact anything liquid. And it all went down with great enjoyment. So the baby bear started eating and drinking everything as per its own choice, and whatever the food the baby bear was provided by the wife of the narrator. It became friendly with the narrator's Alsatian dogs also. With the tenant children who lived in the narrator's bungalow. As the bear was left free, it played, ran around the house, and even slept in the narrator's bed. So the baby bear was very friendly as well as very amiable. But accidentally one day what happened? Bruno drank poison, which was kept in the library to kill rats. The writer had kept the poison to kill the rats in the library, but accidentally Bruno drank it. So, what problem did it occur? Thereafter, he was paralyzed and could not stand on its feet. As it reached the narrator's wife, she called him, and he realized what had happened. He took Bruno to a veterinary doctor. Immediately, the narrator's wife came to know what exactly would have happened. So immediately he took Bruno to a veterinary doctor. When it was taken to the doctor took out his medical books and searched the index for poisoning by barium carbonate. He took out a syringe and the medicine. Bruno was struggling to move, vomiting, breathing heavily, and his mouth was open. So it was very difficult for that baby bear to move. And time to time, it was also vomiting. But under the supervision of the doctor, the baby bear was cured. How? The doctor asked everyone to hold Bruno. So, how did the doctor inject the injection? So, the doctor asked everyone to hold Bruno. It screamed because it was a baby bear. So, it screamed as the medicine was injected. And when the condition did not change, so after the injection, the condition was not improved. Therefore, again the doctor injected another one. 10 minutes later, after the second injection, Bruno's breathing eased. So, the little baby bear felt somehow comfortable after the second injection that was injected by the doctor, and it could stand after 30 minutes and ate food. So, after 30 minutes, it got well and also started having food, and it gave them such a look which showed that it had been fine all the time and as if nothing had happened to it. So after the 30 minutes, when it started eating food and when it was looking at the narrator and his wife, it seemed that it had not, there was no problem at all for him. Another incident also took place with him. So what was the second incident that took place with Bruno? Bruno drank the used engine oil, which was taken out from the narrator's Studebaker car. Studebaker is a model of the car, old car. So from that car, the engine oil was taken out by the narrator and had kept to get rid of termites. So that engine oil was kept to get rid of termites, and that did not affect Bruno. But that engine oil did not make any kind of effect on him. Now, as the days passed, Bruno grew bigger and outgrew the Alsatian dogs also. Still, it was sweet, naughty, and playful like before. He was fond of everything. The narrator's wife was very attached to Bruno and vice versa. She changed his name to Baba, which means a small boy in Hindustani language. Baba did some tricks also. So here we have to learn about the tricks that Baba learned. So what sorts of trick did Baba learn? When he was ordered Baba wrestle or Baba box, he would wrestle the person and overpower him. And when commanded Baba hold gun, he would point a stick at the person as if ready to shoot him. And when asked Baba, where's Daddy? He would take out a piece of wood and cradle it affectionately like a baby. And he had hidden the piece of wood under the straw bag. As he had grown big, he was chained because he could be a threat to the parents' children. Therefore, he was kept in chain for avoiding any unavoidable circumstances. The narrator edition advised to send Baba to the zoo. Thereafter, when it became very large in size, the narrator's wife was suggested to send the baby bear to the zoo for safety point of view. When his wife was advised so by friends too, she agreed, and the letter was written to the zoo in charge to inquire if he would like to keep a bear at the zoo. So, after the consent of the narrator's wife, when she agreed upon the suggestions given by the narrator, her sons and other relatives, other friends, she lastly agreed to send the bear to the zoo because now the size of the bear was very big. And when the letter was written to the in charge of the zoo, he affirmed positive response was given by the zoo in charge, and then Baba was sent to Mysore Zoo. When he was taken to Mysore Zoo, he was kept in a cage, kept on a lorry. So, in a lorry, the cage was kept, and inside the cage, Baba was packed, and he traveled a distance of 87 miles to reach the zoo. So, the distance from Bangalore to Mysore was 87 miles. They covered the distance of 87 miles, and lastly, here was arrived at the safe place in Mysore Zoo. although everyone missed Baba, but they were relaxed too. Of course, when they sent it to the Jew, everyone was relaxed. Of course, they missed it. The narrator's wife was very much disturbed. She was greatly disturbed, so she wept and worried about Baba's well-being. Initially, she did not eat or drink. You see, when Baba was sent to the Jew, narrator's wife was very much disturbed. Initially, she did not eat or drink, and she wrote a letter to the Jew in church to inquire about Baba. So, you see how she was attached to the here, and the Jew in church replied that Baba was also undergoing a similar situation like her. So in the Jew also, Baba was not well. Right? So the narrator's wife missed Baba very much. Therefore, she would ask her friends visiting Mysore to visit Baba and check out on him. Everyone gave a similar report that Baba was fine but appeared thin and sad. The staff at the Jew said that he seemed worried. The narrator controlled his wife from visiting the zoo for 3 months. But after 3 months, one day she said that she wanted to see Baba, and if he would not take her, then she would go herself by train or by bus. Finally, they went to see Baba at the zoo. So when they revisited the zoo, what was the situation created in the zoo? Let us see. Their friends had predicted that Baba would not recognize her, and the narrator had thought so too. But to his amazement, she was a few steps away from the cave when Baba saw her and recognized her. He screamed with happiness. She ran up to him, patted him, and Baba was very happy to have her back. Sure, in the zoo, immediately Baba recognized her, and she remained there for 3 hours. She fed Baba different things. This is also very important paragraph for the examination point of view. So in the Jew, what did she do to Baba? She fed Baba different things which were his favorites. As the Jew had to close, they had to leave. The narrator's wife did not want to leave Baba, and both of them cried bitterly. Even the Jew in charge was sad. The narrator was fine because he knew that the next step would be to take Baba back along to Bangalore. The narrator knew very well that what would be the next going to happen. The wife requested the in-charge that she wanted to take Baba back. You see, it was their attachment. Therefore, she requested the Jew in-charge that she wanted to take Baba back. And Jew in-charge replied that the beer was government property, and that she needed permission from the superintendent in Bangalore. They also went to Bangalore for the permission so that they could take Baba back. They returned to Bangalore and visited the superintendent at his Bangalore. She cried and requested that both of them had been worrying for each other. So narrator's wife requested the superintendent in Bangalore, and she also cried, and she told him that both of them, Baba and narrator's wife, were caring for each other. She requested to have Baba back. The superintendent was also a kind-hearted man, and he accepted the request. He wrote to the Jew in charge to arrange a case for transporting Baba to Bangalore. So the superintendent was also a kind-hearted person. Therefore, he wrote a letter for the in charge of the Jew so that Jew in charge can manage or arrange a case for transporting Baba to Bangalore. they went to Mysore with the superintendent's letter. Again from Bangalore, they went back to Mysore, and Baba was put in a cage, and the cage was kept on the top of the car. So they arranged for their returning journey, and it was tied tight, and they made careful return journey to Bangalore. So again, Baba was taken back from Jew to Bangalore, their residence. And this para is also important for explanation. So try to understand. At their home in Bangalore, what arrangement was made for his safety and for his enjoyment? We have to see. So in Bangalore, in their home, a team of workers was employed to execute some work in the backyard because Baba was to be housed. Therefore, a team was deployed. And as Baba was a full-grown bear, he had to be kept isolated. So precautionary measure was taken. For safety point of view, they managed to get a separate place for him. And an island which was 20 feet long and 15 feet wide was built at the backyard. And it was surrounded by a dry pit which was 6 feet wide and 7 feet deep. You must have seen similar island in the zoo where bears are kept. You must have seen. It was made like this because the bear would not be able to cross the pit over to areas that were inhabited by people, as it could be a threat to them. So that kind of arrangement was made for Baba at the backyard. And things which were used by Baba had also been kept securely. These were kept on the island. So all the things, whatever the favorite things that Baba had, were also kept in the island. And which things were kept? Which things were the favorite things of Baba? Let us see. There were a wooden box which was previously used to keep cocks and hens, and would now be used by Baba to sleep in at night. Number one, straw was also kept in the box to keep him warm, and the piece of wood which Baba cradled like a baby, that was also kept, and the stick that he used to point a gun were also placed on the island so that he could play with them. So all the things were kept in the island which was built for Baba in the place of isolation. And when the place was ready, when it was completely constructed, the workers placed the cage on the island and Baba was removed from it. Okay, so it was also a special arrangement prepared for Baba to keep it in the island. And he was happy to be free. And when he was left in the island, Baba was very much happy because he was free and stood on his back legs, pointed to the stick and cradled a piece of wood. The narrator's wife spent many years with him as he lay in her lap, although he was 15 months old and was quite heavy in wet. You see, the narrator's wife was very much lovable to Baba. Even she allowed him to sleep on her lap, though Baba was 15 months old and was quite heavy in wet. But other narrator's wife was also very much caring lady. So in the last era, we have to see how did the narrator's wife spend her time with Baba. The narrator's wife visits Baba very frequently. She visited the island frequently, and the way in which she reaches and leaves the island is interesting. So this is also very interesting. A narrator's wife reached to the island in a funny way. How? You see, they have a rope tied to a mango tree with a loop at one end. She would place one foot in the loop and kick off with the other. So how interesting it was. And this was she would fly in the air to cover the 6 feet long distance to reach the island. So that was the way of reaching to the island. And she would make the return trip in the similar way. And on seeing the affection shared by Baba and the narrator's wife, we can conclude, and this is also the message of this lesson, that animals have emotions. They remember people, and all of them have individual qualities, just like human beings have. So we can also make a strong bond of relationship with animals. If we wish, we can also shower them with love and affection, and we should do it to protect their life for their betterment, to balance our ecosystem. Therefore, this lesson also teaches us the wildlife is to be secured and protected. I hope you understand the lesson in a beautiful way. Thank you very much.